Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us this Sunday morning. My name's Athena, and I will be helping lead our Sunday service this morning. A little bit about Sanctuary Church for those who may not have joined us before. Sanctuary is a 508c1a faith-based organization. We use psilocybin mushrooms as a sacrament to connect us to divinity. It is our sincere belief that the consumption of psilocybin-containing mushrooms is a communion, which brings us closer to what is commonly called God. We understand this concept as pure consciousness, which permeates all being. This pure consciousness is, we believe, the ineffable source of creation and the origin of health and well-being. Our faith in sacred mushrooms stems from prehistorical use by our ancestors and personal experiences of our modern members. It is our belief that psilocybin-containing mushrooms are one of the greatest sacraments that nature offers, raising our awareness so that we can access a direct connection to the source of life. We should not be mistaken for a medical or therapeutic organization. We encourage anyone facing trauma recovery or mental health issues to work in conjunction with a psychiatrist, psychologist, or accredited therapist. Our objective is to help and support you in reconnecting with the universal source of healing, your own divine spirit. As we get ready to begin today's service, we ask that you mute your mics if they are not muted already. We want to let you know this meeting is being recorded. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out privately. A portion of this service, we will invite you to journal. So now's a good time to grab a notebook and pen if you'd like to participate in that. And please do, if possible for you, find a comfortable space where you can relax and be present for the service. The service portion of our gathering is around 30 minutes of silent participation. We'll begin with a short meditation. We'll read the poem, which the church has adopted as our acknowledgement of oneness with all that is, titled A Litany of Gratitude. A reading from our rotating text, along with an opportunity to journal your thoughts around the reading. A reading from our main text, the Tao Te Ching, and after that, we'll bring the official service to a close. And from there, we'll move into an optional discussion period. We have allotted 90 minutes for this portion until noon Eastern, and do invite you to participate if you feel called. All right, so welcome and thank you for joining our sanctuary community and celebration. As we begin our statement of faith, we recognize that this statement does not exhaust the full extent of our faith. We believe that sacred mushrooms are a primary source of personal and divine revelation. We seek counsel from the mushroom to find direction and inspiration in our faith practice, and we believe that all individuals who seek true revelation from divinity can do so. And I'd like to invite Christine to lead us in our meditation this morning.
Thank you, Athena, and good morning, everyone. So I want to invite you to get yourself comfortable in your chair or wherever you are. And bring your awareness into your breath, just as it is, noticing the in and out of your breath, the up and down of your abdomen. Allowing thoughts to come and go, to simply pass through. Right now, they're just simply energy. There's nothing you have to do right now except to notice your breath. You might notice sensations in your body, as well as your breath. Whether they are pleasant or unpleasant sensations, let's simply notice them. There might be emotions you've had this week. And right now, there might be sensations and a felt sense of emotion. Again, simply notice, simply become aware. We know that love and healing is all around us, within us, and between us. So as you're sitting here breathing, see if there is love that you want to breathe in, or healing, whatever word strikes you, whatever word inspires you this morning. Or it could be in the form of a color or an image. Whatever it is, breathe it in. Let it in. Let it fill the waters of your body. Letting yourself become your intention, knowing it will flow through you and quite effortlessly offer this energy to those around you and out into the world. Taking a deep breath in, bringing this energy in an even deeper way before you open your eyes and come back or joining the circle officially. Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. Now, I'd like to just take a moment to recognize our subtle sacrament ministers, those partaking in sacrament today and every day, sending them gratitude and love for the work they're doing. And as we move into our litany of gratitude, I invite you to unmute your mics if you'd like and join me when I say we live in all things live in us. We live by the sun, we feel by the moon, we move by the stars. We live in all
Live in
things,
all
We
things.
live in
all
all
things
things
live in us.
things live in us.
We eat from the earth,
We eat from the earth.
we drink
We
from the
drink from the
rain,
rain.
From the rain.
we breathe of
Breathe
the
of the
air.
air.
We live in
We
all
live in
all
all
things.
things.
all things
All
live in
things
us.
Live
live
in
in
us.
us.
We call to each
Call to
other.
each other.
We listen to
Listen
each
to each
other.
other.
Our hearts
Hearts
deepen
deepen.
with love and
Love,
compassion.
compassion.
We live
We
in
live in
All
all
things.
things.
all
All
things live in
Things
us.
live in us.
We depend on the trees and animals. We depend on the earth. Our minds open with wisdom and insight. We live in
We live
all
in all
things.
things.
all
All
things
things live in
Live in
us.
us.
We dedicate our practice to others. We include all forms of life. We celebrate the joy of living and dying. We live in
We
all
live in all
Things.
things.
all
All
things.
Things live in
Live in
us.
us.
We are full of life. We are full of death. We are grateful for all beings and companions.
We live in.
Thank you, everyone. If we would please resume your mute. We'll move into our first reading with the help of Margot.
Thank you so much, Athena. Good morning. This reading is Letting Go by David R. Hawkins. Escape is the avoidance of feelings through diversion. This avoidance is the backbone of the entertainment and alcohol industries and also the route of the workaholic. Escapism and avoidance of inner awareness is socially condoned. We can avoid our own inner selves and keep our feelings from emerging by an endless variety of pursuits, many of which eventually become addictions as our dependency upon them grows. People are desperate to stay unconscious. We see how often people flick on a television set. The minute they enter a room and then maintain a dreamlike state, constantly being programmed by the data pouring into them. People are terrified of facing themselves. We dread even a moment of aloneness. Avoidance, repression, and projections are all escape mechanisms that eventually prove faulty, stressful, and ineffective. Each modality requires increasing amounts of energy. Enormous amounts of energy are required to keep down the growing pressures of the suppressed and repressed feelings. This creates a progressive loss of awareness and arrest of growth. There is a loss of creativity, energy, and interest in life. There is a halting of spiritual growth and eventually the development of illness and disease. Most of all, the effect is the inability to truly love and trust oneself or another, resulting in emotional isolation and self-hatred. Thank you. In contrast to the above, when we let go of a feeling, the energy behind the feeling is instantly surrendered and the net effect is decompression. The inner pressure begins to release when we constantly let go. We immediately feel better. Physiologically changes. There are detectable improvements in skin color, breathing, pulse, blood pressure, muscle tension, gastrointestinal functions, and blood chemistry. In the state of inner freedom, all bodily functions and organs move in the direction of health. Our perception of the world and ourselves change for the better. We feel happier, more loving, and more easygoing. Thank you.
Thank you, Margot. We'll now go into our journal reflection. This morning, we do have a journal prompt. Have you ever experienced the benefits of letting go of negative emotion? How did this affect your physical being? How did this affect your relationship with the outside world? We'll come back together here shortly. If you'd like to begin finishing up your thoughts. We'll begin moving into our second reading. The paradoxical nature of life and its mysteries are best experienced through the ineffable space we find in our communion with the mushroom. For more than 2,000 years, the Tao Te Ching has provided guidance and instruction for exploring the paradox of existence. It is for this reason that we employ the Tao Te Ching as our primary sacred text and invite all to study it further as you delve deeper into the mystery of life. I invite Carla to help us.
Good morning. Tao Te Ching, chapter 47. Without going out of your door, you can know the ways of the world. Without peeping through your window, you can see the way of heaven. The farther you go, the less you know. Thus, the sage knows without traveling, sees without looking, and achieves without ado.
Thank you, Carla. All right, we will begin moving into our announcements today. Our virtual circles and workshops are now open to non-members for a suggested $5 donation and no additional cost for official members. Virtual offerings this week include this evening at 6:30, our first Veterans Healing with Psilocybin led by Jeff at 3:30 Pacific and 6:30 Eastern. Tuesday at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, Internal Family Systems with Debbie. Thursday at 7:30 Eastern and 4:30 Pacific, Psilocybin and Sobriety with Christina Honor will be back. And Saturday at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 a.m. Pacific, Book Club with Susan, Russell, and/or Jason. Please register and find Zoom links on our events calendar, which you can find at Psanctuary.org. This Wednesday, Eric will be leading our in-person community circle at Clifton Universalist Unitarian in Louisville, Kentucky. This circle is donation-based and open to all members of our community, membership not required. This event is offered at no suggested cost for official Sanctuary members and is a suggested $10 to $20 for non-members. Please visit our events calendar at our website to register. And congratulations to the 29 new ministers in training beginning their first group calls with their cohorts this week. For those of you who would like to participate in our next cohorts of Subtle Sacrament, Cultivation, Myself, and Friends and Family Minister programs, applications for our January, late February cohorts are now open. Find the link in our minister page via the menu on sanctuary.org. And mark your calendars for our new West Coast Sunday services led via Zoom on the first Sunday of each month, hosted at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern. If you're interested in assisting with either of our East or West Coast Sunday services, please email our volunteer coordinator, Nancy, at volunteer@sanctuary.org. And those are our announcements today. Membership with Stephen.
Good morning, everybody. We have 6 new members from 5 states. We have Jenny from Maine, Jeff from Alaska, Aftanam from Idaho, Diana from Ohio, April from Kentucky, and Nicole from Kentucky. So welcome, everyone.
Yes, welcome. And if you're interested in membership and curious what that's about, you can learn more on our website at sanctuary.org. All right. We've come together with intentions of service to the land and all its inhabitants. It is in our hearts to go forth into the world with a collective consciousness. We encourage you to stay for continued fellowship and conversation around our readings today. And for those unable to stay, we thank you for being with us. As we further our conversation, please remember all perspectives are welcome as we search for the spiritual truth that unites us all. And much love to everyone today.